What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Thursday, January 12th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 6-game slate tonight. So let's take a look at the point guard position. I like James Harden from the Philadelphia 76ers playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have the 5th worst defense overall, give up the 4th most fantasy points to opposing point guards. James Harden has averaged 51.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 37 minutes per game with a 27% usage rate. He's projected at 45.3 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score 54 fantasy points or more in this one and get you over 5 times value. So James Harden is $10,400 DraftKings salary, only 100 more on FanDuel. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 231.5 points scored in this game. James Harden has scored 62, 58, and 47 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 26, 28, and 33 minutes. So good matchup here. Relatively high scoring game, and a fast-paced game. And James Harden has been on fire. It looks like he's been rested somewhat over the past few games. So I like James Harden here versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. Now he's also eligible at the small forward position, and I picked him yesterday as well, actually the day before yesterday. And these guys continue to produce, so I like Gary Trent Jr. from the Toronto Raptors playing the Charlotte Hornets, who have the 2nd worst defense overall, middle of the pack defending opposing shooting guards. And Gary Trent Jr. has averaged 28.1 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 32 minutes per game with a 23% usage rate. He's projected at 33 fantasy points here tonight, and that's 5.3 times value. He's $6,200 DraftKings salary, 1,000 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 231.5 points scored in this game, and Gary Trent Jr. has scored 36, 32, and 35 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 31, 36, and 41 minutes. He's got a pretty decent track record here versus the Hornets. Scored 36, 21, 38, 42, and 27 fantasy points in the last 5 games versus the Hornets. And Gary Trent Jr., he hasn't scored under 32 fantasy points in his last 5 games. So I like Gary Trent Jr. here versus the Charlotte Hornets. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. So also eligible at the shooting guard position. I think this is a decent value play here. A little bit volatile of a play, but I think he can hit value fairly easily in this matchup. So I like Karis LeVert from the Cleveland Cavaliers playing the Portland Trailblazers, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing small forwards. Caris LeVert has averaged 25.4 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 31 minutes per game with a 20% usage rate. He's projected at 26.3 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score 32 fantasy points or more and get you 5 times value or more here tonight in this matchup. And he's $5,700 DraftKings salary, $400 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 223 points scored in this game. Caris LeVert has scored 24, 31, and 33 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 36, 28, and 32 minutes. So I like Caris LeVert here versus the Portland Trailblazers. Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. So some of you may not like this play, but I'm just looking at the numbers here, and over the last 3 games, I think I am willing to take the risk, at least on DraftKings. So I like Ben Simmons from the Brooklyn Nets playing the Boston Celtics, who have a good defense overall. They're middle of the pack defending opposing power forwards. Ben Simmons has averaged 28 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 27 minutes per game with a 15% usage rate. Now, he's projected at 26.5 fantasy points here tonight, but let's say he scores his season average of 28 fantasy points. That's going to be well over 5 times value. He's $5,400 DraftKings salary, $1,400 more on FanDuel, so I love that DraftKings price. Vegas thinks there's going to be 229 points scored in this game, and Ben Simmons has scored 24, 36, and 25 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 29, 33, and 25 minutes. So I like Ben Simmons here versus the Boston Celtics.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, moving on to the center position, I like Thomas Bryant from the LA Lakers playing the Dallas Mavericks, who have a good defense overall, and they've been good versus opposing centers. Thomas Bryant, he's averaged 25.6 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 22 minutes per game, which you'll see his minutes per game have gone up quite a bit. And he's been playing an average of 19% usage rate, so he's projected at 32 fantasy points here tonight. Now that's 4.6 times value, but I think he can score 36 fantasy points or more and get you 5 times value or more. He's $6,900 DraftKings salary, $200 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 230 points scored in this game, and Thomas Bryant has scored 33, 51, and 41 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 27, 34, and 27 minutes. So you can see the last 3 games well over his 22-minute per game season average. So if that trend continues here tonight, let's see what he is for fantasy points per minute. 1.2 fantasy points per minute. So if he can play 30 minutes, then he's going to hit value fairly easily, I think. So I like Thomas Bryant here versus the Dallas Cowboys or the Dallas Mavericks.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.